Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Bengals, and it's all up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals taking on the NFC champions, the Washington Commanders. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we get everybody he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. That's the tight end, Hurst, with it. 2nd and 7. Burrow looking to pass. Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. From midfield now, Burrow. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Burrow picked off by a guy he won a title with at LSU, Derek Stingley. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. The kick is good, and the Commanders out to a 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. After the pick six, here's Burrow again. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, after the standard 2-week layoff, you always wonder how's your offense going to respond and come out and play here in the Super Bowl. Well, they got a great answer right there and almost a sigh of relief on that side of the field because now they've got to feel like they can use their entire playbook and game plan for this one.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal, Burrow. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. He loses a full 5 yards there on the sack, and it also brings up 4th down. 4th and goal.
It's up about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. McPherson's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off the blocker and get the ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to connect with Dotson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. And, Charles, one of the big stories this week, the head coach of this offense looking to really cement his name among the legends of all time by winning a 4th Super Bowl title.
And to me, partner, you just have to marvel at the way he brings his teams back to the Super Bowl time and time again. If he can win this 4th title, what a capper that would be to a brilliant career. Reputation as a big game coach, absolutely cemented with a victory in this one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll drop to throw. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 45-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's out wide here for Robinson. And that's good for a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Got a man. It's Brown. Yeah, he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
We hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Looking to throw. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down. And an exhale there as they convert on 4th. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game planned for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game planned for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
Now Burrow on 1st down. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. Again, that's Hurst. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. 2nd quarter coming your way next. 7-3 the score. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis up in the booth as we get set to resume play. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Robinson up the middle. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 2nd and 9 now. Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Robinson with another carry. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Second and 4. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. They'll look to throw again. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And the Commanders are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Back to throw again. Over the middle, it's complete. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. Robinson will score. Touchdown, Commanders. And nothing special there. They showed they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. He's going to look deep down the field. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Now that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained. And, in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Second and 6. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
That score was not a game clincher by any stretch of the imagination. But the other team now has to be careful to not let this game begin to slip away.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's 21-3. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 6. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick six from Bengals TD.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT.
It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw.
Another one to CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. He's got room at the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great play there. His second touchdown of the Super Bowl.
And the Commanders are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 18 now. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd down, Burrow. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now another another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst.
Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle, and you got caught in between and created a foul.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And it's been the passing game that's gotten them to where they are, 2 quarters away from a possible Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Hand off now to Robinson.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
61 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Again, it's Robinson. Von Bell up to make the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On the give, here's Robinson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll run with Robinson. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter. Not
only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this 2nd half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the 2nd half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the 2nd half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Now the try here for the extra point. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move there couldn't buy him much space. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll run it now with Robinson, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Left side to Lamb. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it.
They'll run again here with Robinson. Down to the 25. They'll look to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. Touchdown. Quez Watkins. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Commanders are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl. Now, familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized. I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
6 DBs on the field for Washington on third down. Now it's Burrow. Flush to his right. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taken from just outside the 30. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense.
Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out. For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Right back to him on first down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They'll set up to throw.
Completion here to Claypool. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun now on third down.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled. And they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing. Stumped the fake, and they take over the ball.
Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
On first and 10, Joe Burrow. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Second and 10.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
To the air again, Burrow. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll look to throw here.
That's caught over the middle by Fant.
Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move.
Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion And that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
A give left side to Robinson to about the 35, 2nd down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the run, it's Robinson.
And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's Tressway now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. This is taken at the 15. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Here's Burrow. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete.
And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
And Burrow going to throw again.
And he will find his man Chase complete.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 1st down. Here's Burrow. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. And the next-gen stat's going to show just how much time he had to make a decision, and it's not much. 3 seconds, the final clocking. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Chase Young.
He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Burrow going for it on 4th. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30.
Burrow will throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple. And it's 2nd down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Now Burrow. That's caught. Now the ball comes loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
They start on the ground with Robinson here.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Second down and a run by Robinson.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. Back to throw here.
Able to connect with Dotson.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
149 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Robinson up the middle.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
I know we're there of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Robinson with another carry.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
On the toss, here's Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now back to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They've got a fourth down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done it?
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young
able to drop in that time for his second sack of the evening.
Talk about two sides of the ball across purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call through the offensive coordinator. You like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
There's that man again. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Second and 10 now, Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And they're going to get this up to midfield. A final shot now for Burrow.
And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game.
Well, they did it. The Washington Commanders, Super Bowl champions. And this storied franchise will once again possess the Lombardi Trophy.
And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.